What is it that they're what are they after you for now? What does the US want with you?
All right. So now I haven't paid taxes in 10 years, and I'll never pay taxes again because they're unconstitutional and illegal.
That's right.
Plus, I've already paid $50 million in taxes, and I have not received $50 million in services. I just stopped paying them. And every year I send a letter to the IRS saying I'm not filing a return, where I live. For 8 years, it didn't bother me. I mean, listen, I've already paid more money than God. So, however, 2 years ago, I started speaking on stages around the world saying, listen, people, if you don't want to pay taxes, the way to avoid them is to use privacy coins and distributed exchanges. And that sent a red flag because that risks the revenues of the U.S. and actually all world governments, which is why most are cooperating with them and trying to collect this. In any case, um, they filed on January 22nd of last year. They convened a grand jury. Now, grand juries are supposed to be secret. I don't know if you know much about them. Only the prosecutor gets to present evidence. The defense does not even know that it's happening. It's a secret. Why? Because people tend to run.
Yeah.
Because grand juries convict 100% of the time. It's an archaic. There are only two countries in the world that have grand juries. One is America. The other is Libya. Everybody else has abandoned that barbaric practice. But in any case, since I'm John McAfee, I found out about it a week in advance, and we hopped on our yacht with our staff and sailed away. Um, and
The Great Escape.
well, fuck
Yes,
me.
the great
You know,
escape on the Freedom
listen,
Boat.
I'm 74. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in a fucking prison, where no one will ever hear my voice again, and I'll never get to, see the light of day. No, it's not interesting to me. So in any case, we left, and the government literally chased us from the Bahamas to Cuba to the Dominican Republic. We just barely squeaked out using trickery of mine, which I use constantly. You want to explain that?
Well, just sort of outthinking them in the situation,
Well, no.
and a
For
little bit of
example,
faking
faking
faked
the
a
stroke,
stroke.
and they were trying to ship us back to America. God damn, America's got a long arm. So really, the entire time they were saying you have to go back to America. That's all we want. Just go back to America. I said, fuck you. I ain't going. I had a lawyer, two lawyers actually, that kept us from going back, and finally won our release and our freedom to go to England, where we went. And this was in July of last year. We went underground. We've been underground ever since. Um, Underground's a lot of fun. Don't have to look over our shoulders. Can't have smartphones, obviously. And if you have a phone, for fuck's sake, they're going to find your ass. I don't give a shit who you are or where you are. They're going to find you. We don't have them. We can't. No. All you got to do is download a little eSIM code, go into systems, settings, connections, eSIM, scan, and suddenly you can take your hard SIM card out. Because who actually makes fucking phone calls anymore? In all seriousness, I mean, I'm talking to you on, I think this is Zoom or Skype or something.
Yeah, we're Zoom.
Zoom. And we're not using a fucking phone. And yet we're communicating, and I'm looking at you, motherfuckers. I mean, so, like, what's the point of making a goddamn phone call where you got to pay by minutes, especially if you're calling Russia, China, or something else? So, no, you can take your SIM card out, throw it away, stop paying the rent on it, of course. And now, nobody ever will either know who you are or because we don't ask. Listen, you find somebody's credit card, we don't give a flying fuck whose it is. We're not. Give us the money. You got your card. We don't give a fuck beyond that. So no one can find out who you are, and no one can find out where you are. We're not required to give us documents, show a driver's license, a bank statement, an address. We don't give a flying fuck.
And that's the reason for the blockchain for the payment.
This is
all the retargeting won't work on you then. If you have a ghost phone, you're going to get
No.
ads, random
No,
ads.
which is why I'm going to be the pariah of the world. You know, it's not just America, not just Western Europe. No, it's Google, Facebook, Twitter. They're all going to be taking out fucking contracts on my goddamn head. Trust me. What? What's Google going to do? How does Google make its fucking money? Where is this mofo? Google says, right here within 30 feet, I can guarantee it. No, they're going to lose that capability, and it's going to cost them money. And who are they going to blame? John Mcafee. Now, I could not have done this. Do you understand? Nobody could have done this if they were the normal citizen living in Kansas City, Missouri, at 1321 Elm Avenue. Why? I would be collected immediately. I know many of you think this is not how the world works, but please, God, trust me, it is. It is. I mean, if you cannot see this, if you cannot see that people like Jeffrey Epstein, who has the goods on every politician in America, gets whacked or hangs himself, a 6-foot man on a 5-foot bed. Tell me how that works. I don't know. If you don't see this, move back into your mother's basement because some shit's coming down that you're not going to be able to do.
Monero, let's just throw in Bitcoin, right? Why not? Let's say they take off in a massive scale. What happens to our government? Do we still have a government? How do we pay for the firefighters, the police? Like, what does the world look like?
How did we pay for them before we had income taxes, my friend? In 2013, America was the greatest industrial power in the world. We had no income tax. We had no income tax. Fuck me. Learn some history. Learn some history, people.
1913.
What?
1913.
I said 1913, did I? Oh, 1913. Genesis 1913. We had no income tax. And prior to that, America was the industrial power of the world. When the income tax came, we lost that fucking position, people. So fuck that. That does not matter to me.
John, what do you think, though, about America today? You think we're losing our edge?
About what?
What do you think about America today, though, as a power, U.S. dollar as reserve currency? Do you think we're losing our edge? Do you think it's gone? What do you think about it?
Are we losing our edge? Would you look at the Chinese, the Russians, the Japanese? We're losing our edge. In 10 years, America will be a third world fucking country, people.